A couple things before we get started. For today's class, you're going to need one resistance band. I've got the elastic bands. I kind of like these better, but if you have a fabric band, go ahead and grab that. And then grab a set of light weights. I'm gonna be using my bala bangles just kind of rolled up like this. That's what I like. If you have different weights, go ahead and grab onto those. A couple other things. I teach with a lot of options. So if we get into something and it's not quite working, hang on a second. I'll give you another alternative as we move through. And then I always like to tell people that you can take a break whenever you feel like you need to. It's not so much important to me that you push through things. It's much more important to me that you listen to your body and that you ultimately do what's going to work best for you. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and come down to our mat. You can find a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you, cross-legged, legs out in front of you. You can sit in butterfly, that works great too. Take your hands right to the tops of your legs and we'll take one big roll of the shoulders to open up through the chest. I want you to feel like your shoulder blades are just kind of sliding down and back. We'll take 4 deep breaths from right here. It's an inhale to breathe in through the nose, fill your body up with air. Think about expanding through the rib cage from side to side and front to back. And then we can exhale out, let all of that air go. Good, 3 more just like that. Big inhale, breathe in through the nose. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you let the shoulders lift to the ears. And then exhale out, let all of that air go. Good, we'll go for 2. Maybe on this one, you set an intention for this class, if that's something you're into. Exhale out, let it go. Okay, last big deep breath. We'll inhale through the nose. Good, and maybe think about how you want to show up for yourself today in this class and throughout the rest of the day. And we can exhale out, let all of it go. Awesome. With that last exhale, I want you to move your legs into a mermaid position. I'm going to mirror you. Right leg comes in front of you, left leg comes out by your side. We'll take the arms so they reach out to a T. Inhale to shift over towards the right. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. You'll exhale, press things back up to center, taking the left hand to the foot, the ankle, and reaching the right arm up overhead. 2 more just like this. We go over to the right, right hand down, left arm up. We'll press up through center, left hand down, right arm up. Good. This will be our last one. We come up and over to the right. I want you to pause right here. Take your left arm, rotate down through the shoulder, tapping your fingertips to the mat. And then take a big exhale, open back up through that left side. For 2 more, we rotate down, tap the fingertips. And then we'll exhale, open right back up. Last one, we'll bring it down. Both hands come to the mat. I want you to walk your hands to the corners of your mat. And then try and square your chest and your shoulders off to the mat. Use your next inhale to bend at the elbows, drop down pretty close to the forearms. Exhale, press away, lifting the chest, lifting your gaze. For 2 more, we lower down and then lift it back up. Last one, we'll lower down. We'll press back up. I want you to take your left hand, open back up towards me, and then press things all the way up to center, reaching your left hand for your foot to your ankle or the mat behind you, taking the right arm up overhead. Good, from here, let's press it up to center and then just swap out the legs. We'll do the same exact thing on the other side. Left leg in front of you, right leg out by your side, arms reach out to T. We'll take an inhale, shift over to the left, left hand down, right arm reaches up. Good, exhale, press it up to center. We'll go right hand down, left arm up. Good, it might feel super different on this side. Let's just go for 2 more, 2 over to the left. And then we'll take it over to the right. This is always my tighter side. This will be our last one. We go up and over, left hand goes down, right arm reaches up, pause right here. We'll move through the right arm, rotating down through the shoulder, tapping fingertips to the mat. And then exhale, we'll open back up. For 2 more, we bring it down. And then we'll open up. Last one, we bring it down, both hands to the mat. Walk your hands out towards the corners of your mat. Try and square your chest and your shoulders off. We'll inhale, bend at the elbows, drop down towards the mat. Exhale, press into the hands, lift the chest, lift the gaze. For 2 more, we lower down. And then we'll press it up. Last one, we lower down. You'll press things up, keep the left hand where it's at, open up through your right side, press yourself all the way up and over. We'll take our counter stretch here for that final time, reaching the left arm up, opening up through the left side body. Good. When you're ready, press it up through center. We're going to grab onto our resistance band and also grab onto our light weights. I want you to step into your band and take it just about to the center of your calves. Okay? Legs are going to go all the way out in front of you. I want you to open your feet up a little bit wider than your hips. Flex your feet, pulling toes to nose, pushing the heels forward, and then take your weights into both hands. Arms reach out in front of you. We'll take a big inhale to sit up tall. Reach the crown of your head up to the ceiling. Exhale, draw in from the belly button. Start to roll yourself down to the mat. We'll think about rolling down through each little piece of the spine, piece by piece. Shoulders go down, head goes down, arms reach back overhead. Big inhale. Hopefully you don't hit anything right there around you. I always do with the first one. Inhale here. Exhale, lift arms above the shoulders, tuck chin to chest, draw in from the belly button, press down into your hips, press down into your heels. Let the weights help you come up to seated, and then imagine I'm gently pulling on your fingertips. You'll round forward through the upper back, reaching the hands just over the toes. For 2 more, we sit up tall, and then we'll draw in from the belly button. We roll things down. Good. Now we have tension on the resistance band. Maybe you forgot it was there. Maybe. I didn't. Shoulders come down, head goes down, arms reach back. We're trying to maintain the same amount of distance between the legs this whole time that we roll down and roll up. And if you find for you that this full roll up is a little bit tricky, I want you to bend at your knees, plant your feet down onto the mat instead, and take it from there. For 1 more, we sit up tall, drop the shoulders from the ears, draw in from your belly button, roll things down, slow, slow, slow. Shoulders down, head down, arms reach back, big inhale, reach out through the fingertips, reach out through the toes, think about taking up space. And then exhale, lift the arms, tuck chin to chest, draw in from the belly button, press into your hips. Try your best not to use a whole lot of momentum on the way up. Good, and then round it forward. You can reach all the way over for your toes. Take an inhale here. Exhale out, we'll let it go. Keep your weights with you. We'll bend at the knees, plant the feet on the mat, scoot your hips forward, and then lay it all the way down onto your mat. Once you get here, your legs are lifting up above your hips. Or knees above the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. You can point your toes or flex your feet. All I ask is you've got a little bit of tension on your band. Good, reach your arms up over your shoulders. We'll take an inhale right here just to mentally prepare. Exhale, we're going to press the hands down towards the hips as we crunch up through head, neck, and shoulders. Good, pause right here, and then lower it all the way down. Let's do that 4 more times. Big exhale, crunch up. Inhale, we bring it down. Good, we'll go for 3, for 2. Good, and then last one, I want you to crunch up and hold, reaching your hands to the outsides of your hips. Let's shoot the legs out on a high diagonal, point or flex your feet, whichever feels better for you. For 10 reps, we're going to press out on the band. Here's 10, it's slow. We're gonna go for 9. Good, for 8. 7, if you need to drop your head, drop your head. 6, 5, if you can get up higher. 4, 3, 2, last one. We keep tension on the band. You're bending at the knees, dropping head, neck, and shoulders to the mat. When you're ready, we go right back in. It's a big exhale. You crunch on up, shooting the legs out on a high diagonal. Pause right here. You're going to open the legs, open the arms like you're making a snow angel. Pull everything back in, bend the knees, lower back down to your mat. We'll do about 4 more like that. We press up, you open, close, take it all the way down. For 3, good, for 2, and then last one, open, close, bring it all the way down. Head comes down, knees can pull in, take a moment, rock a little bit side to side. That first core series always gets me really warm, so if you need a second to pause, take a second to pause. That's the beauty of doing classes like this, is you can pause when you need to, right? And then jump back in when you're ready. If you're ready to keep going, we're gonna do it. Knees come back up above your hips. Arms reach back up above your shoulders. Before you move in the upper body, I want you to take your legs, open your legs up a little bit wider, pressing out onto the band. You'll lower your toes down towards the mat. You'll lift the knees back up and then pull back to your starting point, okay? Start moving through the legs, open up, tap the toes, lift up, pull it in. And then when you're ready, we'll start to add on with the arms. As the legs come back up above the hips, you're crunching up through head, neck, and shoulders. As we lower down to the mat in the upper body, you tap your toes to the mat. Now this is gonna feel a little bit tricky, okay? You might start to feel some tension in your low back, and if you do, I'm going to encourage you to not tap your toes all the way down to the mat. Find that spot that you can lower down and still keep your hips and your spine in neutral. Sometimes a little bit easier said than done. Let's go for 4 more. It's 4. For 3. Keep breathing for 2. And then last one, you're going to come up into your crunch, knees up above your hips. I want you to keep your hands reaching out. Just open them out a little bit wider so you have some room to move through your legs. Again, we're going to exhale, press out on the band, tap the toes down towards the mat. Lift it up, bring the knees back up in line with the hips. We'll open, tap, lift together for 4 more. Open, tap, lift and pull it together. If you're able to stay up in your crunch, awesome. Keep it there. If you're down on the mat, awesome. Keep it there for 2. Last one. Knees back up above the hips. Hold the legs in tabletop. I want you to keep your left arm where it's at. We'll take the right arm, reach it back, and then bring it in for 4 more. You reach back. Bring it in. We'll go for 3. Everything else stays stable. Good. For 2. Can you get up higher in that crunch? Last one. Right hand reaches out by the hip. Same thing through the left side. We reach it back, got bicep by the ear. Pull it forward for 4 more. Good. If going all the way back is not quite going to work for you, you just move in that range of motion that's comfortable for you. Good. I think that's 3. If my counting is right, and it could be wrong, for 2. Last one. Good. Everything comes down. Shoulders go down, head goes down, knees pull in towards your chest. Rock a little bit from side to side. Take a deep breath. Take a moment. All right. When you're ready, both weights are just going to go off to your side. We will, as gracefully as we can, move the band so that it comes just about to the center of your thighs. Now, here is a part where I would say if you have a fabric resistance band, you could totally switch over to that. It might be a little bit more comfortable. Once you get the band at the center of the thighs, reach the arms up above the shoulders, bring your feet down to the mat. We'll take an inhale here and then exhale. We'll tuck and roll ourselves up to seated. Once you get up to seated, you're lifting the arms up above the shoulders. We'll inhale, lower the arms down. You're going to roll it all the way back down to your mat, keeping the feet still, keeping your hips still. Reach the arms back. Let's go for 2 more. We'll roll it up. Ooh, good. Lift the arms up overhead. A roll up after a core series is like one of the meanest things I could make you do, but you're doing it. This will be our last one. When you come up to seated, you get to stay there. Good. Lift those arms up. Maybe take a little bit of a forward fold. If you're ready to keep moving, let's do it. We'll come right about to the center of our mat, coming onto our right side. I want you to grab onto one of your weights and then lower down onto your right forearm. From here, you've got your shoulder stacked on top of your elbow. Your fingertips are reaching nice and long towards the edge of your mat. You're lifted up and away from your mat, and if this position's not for you, you lay all the way down on your mat. Take the same exact thing from right there, okay? You'll grab onto your weight in your left hand. You'll reach your left hand in front of you, like so. Taking the left leg, you'll kick it out in line with your hip. From here, we're going to open up through the left arm as we kick the left leg forward. Good. We'll kick the left leg back, bring the left hand down in front of us. You'll notice probably right away, enunciating is hard. You'll notice right away the band might start to roll. So again, this is a spot that it may be more comfortable for you to use a fabric band. And that's cool. If you've got those options, go ahead and grab onto that fabric band or ditch the band completely. If you saw we were using a band for this class and you were like, nope, no, not doing that. It's okay. You could do the whole thing without. It's totally not necessary. Let's go 3 more. It's 3. For 2. Keep breathing. I know it's easier said than done. Last one. Good. We'll kick the left leg back. Keep it out in line with your hips. See if you can lift up a little bit away from your mat. Reaching the right arm up overhead, we'll take an exhale. Bend at the left knee, bend at the left elbow, pulling the elbow down towards the hip. Inhale, you'll reach everything back out. We're doing 6 more like that. It's 6. If the band rolls, it's okay. Let it roll. If it bothers you, just take a pause and take it off. 5. For 4. For 3, 2, and then last one. Good. Reach your left leg out, reach your left arm up. Hold the left arm up above your shoulder. See if that helps you to press up and away from your mat. We're going to lift and lower the left leg for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, oh my gosh, for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Left leg pulls in. You're keeping the left arm reaching up above your shoulder, and we're going to lift up through that bottom hip. So we're on the forearm. Look at you. You made it into a forearm plank. That was rude. We keep the left arm straight. You're going to inhale, tap the left fingertips down to your mat. Exhale, you'll open right back up. Now, if you feel like you can do a little bit more, you're extending the left leg out on top of the right. Good, we're going for 4 more. It's 4. For 3. For 2. And then last one. Good. Everything lowers down to the mat with that last one. Left arm comes down to meet the right. You'll press yourself up off of the right forearm and take a little shake of the shoulders. Take a deep breath. When you're ready, if you're ready, we're just gonna swap things right over to the other side, okay? So swing your legs around. We'll come on to our left hip. If your band rolled, go ahead and readjust it. Mine always gets rolled and I can never unroll it. We're on the left hip and the left forearm. If your left hip feels like it's gonna fall off, we're gonna do the same exact thing to the right. So just brace yourself. We've got this shoulder right on top of the elbow. You've got your fingertips reaching out towards the front edge of your mat. We're pressing up and away like we're holding in that side plank that we just did. That's the fun part about the second side. Now you know what's coming. Grab onto your weight in the right hand, reach your right arm out in front of you, and then when you're ready, you kick that right leg out in line with your hip. You'll give me an inhale to kick your right leg forward, open up through that right arm. Sweep your right leg back, lower the right hand down towards your mat. Kick it forward, open the arm. Good, bring it back. Oh my gosh, take the right arm forward. Good. Don't mind my noises of struggle. It's hard stuff. If you need to lower all the way down to the mat, go ahead and do it. You can absolutely be all the way down. I'm all about that. Sometimes being up on the forearm is challenging for us, myself included. Let's just go for 2 more. So I want you to meet yourself where you're at. Like if this position's just not gonna work today, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Last one, we reach the right leg back. We reach the right arm up overhead, bicep by the ear. It's an exhale to pull the right knee in, pull the right elbow down towards the hip. Inhale to reach everything back out. We're going for 6 more. It's 6. I'm sweaty. Are you sweaty? Oh my gosh. For 5. Good. For 4. This is why I chose my Hype Pilates playlist for this class. For 3. Good. For 2. Hopefully these are also songs that get you hyped. It's not just a me thing. This should be our last one if I counted right, and I think I did. Let's reach the right arm up above the shoulder, reach that right leg out, press up and away from the mat just a little bit more. We're doing 10 lift and lowers of that right leg. It's 10, 9, keep it slow and controlled for 8, 7, if you're locking out the knee, put a little bend at the knee for 6. If you need a second, take it for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Can you hear my voice shaking? I can. Pull the right leg in. Take your right hand so it comes down in front of you. Knees are glued together, inner thighs glued together. We're popping up off of that bottom hip. Taking the right arm, you're going to inhale, lift it up. Good. Exhale, bring it right back down. We lift up. and then lower down. If you can do more, you extend that right leg out. If you can do more, you're more than welcome to come into your full side plank. I'm all about it. If that's the journey you're on today, take it there. For 2. And then last 1. Good, everything comes down. You'll drop down to your left hip. Let's pop up off of our left forearm. Ooh, I got a foot cramp right there. Ouch. Take a moment. If you want to drink of water, now's a good time to do that. Again, we're going to be sliding our band down so it comes just about in the center of our calves. We're going to be getting into what I will call our grand finale series. You're gonna love it. The band is right around the calves. We're going to take our weights. You'll put 1 weight on either side of your mat so that you've got them ready to go. And then once you've got that set up, we're going to pop up into a plank. We're going both hands down, shoulders over the wrist, and then I want you to step your feet back. If your preference is to take a plank from down on the knees, that works totally fine. Maybe ditch the band, but you'll be able to do your plank from right here. If you're more of a forearm plank kind of gal, go ahead and pop down to the forearms. That works fine. From right here, walk your feet out so that you have some tension on the band. I would reach towards the corners of your mat, tuck the tailbone under, think about pressing up and away from your mat, retracting the shoulders. We'll take the left hand towards the center of the mat. I want you to spin the feet so that you open up towards the right side. Oh, look, you've got your weight there. Grab onto your weight. You're going to lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Bend at the elbow, weight comes home. Very carefully, we get back up onto the toes. You find your plank. Same thing, other side. Right hand comes to the center. Oh, look at that. We've got our weight. You lift the weight up. You pull it down. Weight comes to the mat. Both hands come down. You reset that plank through center. Let's go for 3 more each side. Over to the right. Good. We'll go over to the left. The name of the game right here is slow and controlled so that we don't lose our mind. This is 2 over to the right. Good. Same thing from the knees. This is 2 to the left. Good. We'll go last one to the right. If you need to readjust your feet at any point, go ahead and readjust. I never expect you to do things completely perfectly, right? It's called a Pilates practice, not a Pilates perfect, as cheesy as that sounds. Whew, good. We're taking it back through center, restacking shoulders on top of hips. If you need a second, take a second. Left foot stays where it's at. With the right foot, you're stepping out for a count of 4. Whew, for 3, 2, last one. Right foot comes in. Same thing on the left. You step out for 3. Can you hear my voice shaking? I can for 2. Last one. Left foot comes in. You drop your knees down, untuck your toes, press hips to heels. Find yourself in a child's pose. Whew. How we feeling? Good? I'm feeling, just really a lot of things. I'm feeling a lot of things, okay? I have one more thing for us to do. I know I said this is the grand finale series. It continues into 2 series. I have one more thing for us to do, and then we get to cool down, okay? And you get to ditch the band and the weights. We're right there, right there. When you're ready, if you've got it in you, let's pop back up into our plank. You'll keep the band where it's at. We're going both hands down, both feet back. Open up the feet so you've got some tension on the band. From right here, we're keeping the right hand down. I want you to take your left hand away from the mat. Press the hips up, reach the left hand towards the right foot. Good. Take things back through center. Same thing with the right hand, reaching back towards the left foot. Pull it back to center. 3 more each side. It's 3. And 3. Try to be really intentional about this movement. We're pressing the hips up and back to a down dog or a pike, whatever works better for you. For 1 and 1. Good. You're coming back into your plank, and then the same thing we did in that first plank series, we're doing it again. For 4 reps, you take your right foot, you step out and in for 3, 2, last one, right foot comes in, same thing on the left, out, in for 3, keep those hips down, 2, last one, feet come together, drop down to the knees, untuck the toes, press hips to heels, find your child's pose. Whew, Okay, how do we feel now? Kind of rude to wrap us up in not a side plank, but well, yes, kind of a side plank. Rude to wrap us up in a plank series, but sometimes that is just the way that the ball rolls. All right, when you're ready from right here, we're just gonna keep the band where it's at. We're not gonna use it, but just because I don't want you to have to mess with it, keep it where it's at. We'll bring things forward. I want you to walk your hands forward, lower yourself all the way down onto the mat. Now, if it works for you to just kind of slide out of the band from right there, go ahead and slide out of it. We'll open the feet up so that they're about mat's distance apart. Press into the tops of your feet, press the pubic bone and the front of the hips into your mat. Hands underneath the shoulders, forearms down. Take a big sigh of relief. Drop your chest and your head down to the mat. Man, you guys, I'm real sweaty. We'll press into the hands, press into the forearms, lift the chest, lift the gaze so you bring your back into extension. Good, when you're ready, you lower it all the way back down. Let's move through that about 3 more times. We'll lift up, opening the chest, dropping the shoulders, lifting your gaze. Good, take it all the way back down. If you'd like to press up a little bit higher, now would be your opportunity to do so. Maybe you can lift the front of your hips off of the mat. Maybe you saw me do that and you were like, what is this person on? It's okay however you feel. Some of our spines have a little bit more extension available to them, and that's awesome. I think we're doing one extra. This will be our last one. Good, and then we'll bring everything right back down, bringing the feet together, hands underneath the shoulders. Let's press things up, and then we'll go back into a child's pose. Good. Hips reaching towards the heels. See if you can go back a little bit further. Maybe you're rounding through the spine a little bit further. Awesome. When you're ready, let's bring it up into a tabletop position. Both hands go down, both knees go down. You can press the tops of your feet into the mat. We'll move through about 3 rounds of cat-cow. Taking an inhale to arch at the back, we'll open up through the chest. Let your belly hang towards the mat. So often in Pilates, I tell you to pull the belly button in, pull it in, pull, pull, pull. Brace your core, right? Cat-cow is the time to release. Okay, when you're ready, press into the heels of your hands, curve your spine up, look to the tops of your legs, point the crown of your head down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, arch at your back, open up through the chest. Good, start to take note of how your body is feeling. Do you feel like you released some energy? Do you feel like you gained some energy? No answer is a wrong answer, right? I just want you to see how things feel. How do you feel? Good, press up and away. Awesome, when you're ready, bring it back down into your tabletop position. I want you to imagine that you are a dog with a tail. You're going to sway your hips over towards the right, look over that right shoulder like you're trying to look back at your tail, feeling a little bit of a squeeze through the right side body and opening up through the left. We'll inhale, take it back through center, and then do the same thing over towards the left, swaying the hips to the left, looking over that left shoulder, again, like you're trying to look back at your tail. Good, we'll bring it back in. Let's go for 2 more to the right. Whew, we'll take it through center, and then we go over to the left. Don't mind my singing, sometimes it just happens. Good, we'll take it back through center. From here, let's tuck the toes under, lift the knees, press the hips back to straight legs. If you still somehow had that band on your leg like I did, it probably just slid right down. Totally fine. From here, let's pedal out the legs, bending one knee, pressing the opposite heel down, and then switching it over through center. Good. For 1 more, we bend and press, and we'll bend and press. Good. With that last one, let's lift up really high onto both of the toes. Good. Press both of the heels back down towards the mat. Maybe you feel more of a stretch or a deeper stretch through the calves and the hamstrings. Good. When you're ready, let's pull things forward. Both knees drop down. Again, we'll find that final child's pose, hips to heels, arms long in front of you. Whew, scream a little bit internally. Take a big inhale. And then exhale out. You can let everything go. Good. When you're ready, just walk yourself back up to a seated position. It does not have to be a graceful transition. Take any other stretches that you feel like you need to make this workout feel complete, and you are all finished with me for the day.